Hi, Spyretta. Could you please introduce yourself?
Ahla. I'm really trying with my Arabic. So, well, I'm Spyretta. I'm Spyretta Leivaditi. I'm originally from Greece and I live in Netherlands the last 10 years now. I have worked as a computational linguist. My background is in theoretical and applied linguistics and speech science, actually. So when you think about automatic speech recognition and text-to-speech, yes, I'm there. So yeah, we usually, well, that's my background, as I said. Currently, I'm working in a company called Unicorn Labs. I am a chief AI officer there, where I work very closely with a nice team where we develop applications for people with Alzheimer's disease and try to make an impact in their lives. And I'm trying to use like all those speech science knowledge and put them in practice for a good cause.
Really nice. So, we will discuss today actually a lot of topics. So, let's start with our first one where we talk about LinkedIn profiles. So, a lot of my students, they are fresh graduates, so they just graduated last month, and they are still new. They are new to the job market. They would love to have maybe more professional LinkedIn profile. And actually, let's start first. Should we have a LinkedIn profile, or maybe it's not important?
Yes, you should. I have heard some friends of mine many years ago. They were saying, I don't want to make a LinkedIn. I want to be found because I am a talent. And I'm like, well, of course you're a great talent. Of course you're a great student. Of course your grades were amazing and you know what you're doing. But sometimes you also need to promote yourself. And the way that we do it nowadays is not just putting our CV somewhere publicly and hope someone to pick it up, but through this app, through this social media app, you can have a lot of exposure to many future, um, maybe employers, but also people of the community you wish to be a part of. So don't take it as a I am not good with social media. Well, I understand. I'm also not good. I also am not the person who posts everything for their life, but I'm a person who loves to connect with the community. Like, well, for me, it's the speech community, and try to bring the difference through this application. So many times you will see I am reposting things that I find interesting. I am following people who I found interesting. And it gives me also an opportunity to talk sometimes with those people, with those heroes for me, let's say. So if I were you, and if well, not if I were, because I was at some point you, and I actually did that. Like the first thing I did when I finished my bachelor degree was actually create a LinkedIn profile. And back then, I think it was like the very first 2 years of LinkedIn living. So you can imagine that I am there since this app was born.
Yeah, this is really nice. Of course, we should have like a LinkedIn profile. I mean, I have one myself, but I recently created one. So let's say if I'm just fresh graduate student and I would love to have a LinkedIn profile. What are the top three elements that should be in my account to stand out?
Okay, successful LinkedIn profile, first of all, needs to be well structured. Okay. So make sure that whatever you put on, it might be your education, it might be some work experience that you have gained the last few years. Make sure that they are well documented. You have the correct dates. Um, Personally, I also like to see in LinkedIn what you did in those positions or what you did in those courses. Uh, uh, for example, if you are just a student who never worked before and the only thing you have to write is like your education, make sure that you write the key courses that they were the most important for you and they are very much related to what you want to do next. So if, for example, you work in your background is in linguistics and let's say phonetician, and you want to work in positions that they are related to phonetics, then yeah, right, that I did this bachelor or and this master, and my key courses is this and this and this. You don't have to write the grade. It's not important after all. Nobody looks at it anymore. But make sure that whatever you put there is who you want to be. And it will be found for people that you want them to hire you. So put your best foot, let's say, first. Another important thing is like when you put, let's say you have a job, let's say that you were working as a research assistant or a teacher assistant. Um, this doesn't say much. Yes, it says that you were working at the university when you were studying, which means already that you are a multitasker. But try to put some bullet points for first the task, like the major task that you are doing. And the second is like put some soft skills that you gained. So, for example, if you were helping at the creation of a course, then you can say that you were a facilitator of this course, helping your supervisor, and probably add like skills, soft or hard skills that you obtained during that position. You don't have to write the whole paragraph, just some bullets to give a better view of what teacher assistant means, because it can mean a lot of things. Oh, something else, which is not for like the profile that you have to write, more like how you should treat your LinkedIn profile. Stay active. What I say is like, share, and try to be part of the community that you wish to be part of. Because the more active you become, first of all, you will hear first, let's say, all the cool things other professionals and other researchers do, and people who are actually using LinkedIn. So stay active, yes, like and share, because you will see that while you're doing that, you will learn more people, and more people will see your profile. Because don't forget, LinkedIn is a social media app, and the more you have an interaction with it, the more your profile is going to be viewed from more people. Don't forget that there is like a spot where it says network, where you can choose who else might be interesting for you. And being active means that you will have more possibilities to be present in that specific tab for someone else who might be your future boss, who might be your future employer, or a very good friend that you will work together in a professional way or in a volunteering way. So yeah, if you want to stand out, well structured, add some bullets in its position where you explain your skills, and stay active. Those are, for me, the 3 points that makes a good LinkedIn profile.
Yeah, thank you for sharing them with us. And I believe that my students definitely they should have a LinkedIn profile and they should follow these advices to have their profile to stand out in general for future employees and or colleagues even. Yeah, and you already mentioned that you have been in on LinkedIn for some times already. And could you share with us what common mistakes that you usually see in LinkedIn profiles? Maybe I can share
Yeah.
one where some people like post a lot of personal information on LinkedIn. So they treat it as a social media account, and then they share a lot of personal information that maybe they don't want to share it with their future companies or work, but yeah, they do it on LinkedIn. So, what other common mistakes do you usually see on LinkedIn?
What you just, I totally agree with what you just said. LinkedIn is for your professional life, and in
Mhm.
general, I believe that you have to be like the way you are in your personal life, most probably are also in your professional life. But let's say we have the saying in Greek, which says, what happens at home, you don't share it with the whole city. Let's say like that. It's a very rough translation, which actually that's probably the main reason I am also not that active, let's say, in posting parts of my life in social media. LinkedIn is like a platform where you can share achievements or moments that you feel happy to share, or you want those things to be heard from someone else and maybe impact them in a positive way. So use LinkedIn as a way not only to promote yourself and your work, but also give opportunities to others. So if I were you, I would treat a LinkedIn as a way of showing what nice things can happen, what interesting projects are out there, and how a good environment can be, like a working environment or a research environment can be. You can also use a LinkedIn for, let's say, if you are searching for people to take a test for your research, LinkedIn is a good place because there are no troll people there. They're serious people. They are quite good professionals. So yes, LinkedIn is social media, but it's not like the other things that you have on your phone or you doom scroll. Now, as far as the other mistakes I see on LinkedIn, I'm gonna share like a very one that I am particularly I cringe every time I see it. It is like the open to work tag, which, to be honest, if you're a student and it's your first job, yeah, feel free, do it. But when you're already working somewhere and they don't know that you're leaving, let's say it is well established that you are leaving. Let's say your contract is finishing and you're not going to renew it, of course, put it out there. But it is a dead giveaway that you're not very happy with your company if you're still working there. Okay. So if in your LinkedIn profile, your latest position says from that day till present, and then you have open to work, it raises question to whoever sees your profile. So be careful when you are using that. Use it when you are very aware of what the situation it is. And don't forget that when you use that specific feature, many times you will get to be bombarded by bots. So who say that, oh, there's this position, this position, this position. I'm telling you, I'm a person who never used that feature, but quite often I receive messages that they have like potential good positions. And depending on my availability, depending on if I am ready to move on, then I decide if I want to learn more information from that specific person who DM'd me. Other mistakes, yeah, as I said before, the lack of soft skills. LinkedIn can be like a place where you write stuff. Don't forget to shout out somehow your soft skills and maybe avoid long paragraphs, as I said, I think earlier.
Yeah, this is really good advice. Thank you. I think all of my students should follow all of these advices and try not to make the most common mistakes. So we have to be careful with them. And then our profile will stand out and it will actually be a good impression, online impression about ourselves. So we should follow that. So thank you, Spreta, for sharing these advices.